Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Another big day today. I know people are really worried about their XRP investment. I just wanted to take a look at it from a technical standpoint right now. This is from DIY Investing. Think about it. There are people out there getting mad bearish on XRP right when it lands on support of a 2-year resistance level. And this guy's LOLing this. XRP on the 4-hour looks exactly the same as the last 2 years of Bitcoin. So something to put in perspective, guys, these market structures are very, very similar. COVID was the FUD to shake out BTC hodlers, and the SEC FUD did it to XRP. So he's comparing the Bitcoin chart here. Okay, this is the daily Bitcoin chart to the XRP on the 4-hour, and you guys can see that market structure very, very similar. If you guys do follow technical analysis for price movements, this is certainly something to make note of, okay? FUD does shake out weak hands, and you've got to remember there were a lot of people that bought XRP up near here, and they heard the news, and sure enough, it came all the way back down. Should we ignore the news altogether? Absolutely not. Should we think this is the end of Ripple and XRP? Absolutely not either, and I'll tell you why. This is XRP on the daily. Of course, yesterday, a bloodbath for traders. Right now, we're finding support here. This blue line represents the 30.5-cent level. So if you look at this on the monthly, guys, the monthly, we need to close up above this 30.5-cent mark. Don't know if you guys catch the blockchain backer, but he's been saying the same thing. That is the level on the monthly, on the grand time frame, and if we can do that, everything should be okay, at least theoretically, at least technically. Now, let's take a look at the XRP chart real quickly on the 5-minute, and I never usually use the 5-minute. This is for day traders mostly, but I wanted to point out a few structures here. This inverse head and shoulders, okay, and then we saw a break to the upside here, bouncing off this 30.5-cent level. Then we're coming back down, and we're kind of forming the same kind of pattern here. So are we going to see this go up again? And where are we going to go? Are we going to go past this level? Or are we going to close above the 30.5-cent mark? That is going to be crucial, guys. Let me get rid of some of that stuff on the chart, just so it doesn't look like such a mess. Okay, let me just get rid of some of this. And now I'll bring it on the 1-hour time frame. So when we look at the XRP chart on the 1-hour, we can see this is forming a double bottom. So two very, very positive signs here back on the 5-minute and the hourly to show that the bottom could be in. We could indeed close up above this 30.5-cent mark. It's still going to take some time. Of course, it is only December 24th today, Christmas Eve. So we still have a few more days to end out December. That's the technical standpoint here. And so there's this. So this from RIPPLEITINNZ. So then 16.4 billion XRP traded on exchanges in the last 24 hours, 104 transactions per second, 4,156 new accounts, the largest single day volume, and first time the ledger has surpassed 100 transactions per second, I believe. Validators didn't flinch. So we did see a lot of activity. This just pointing out some of the metrics that I just mentioned, guys. I will link this in the description. I got a lot to cover today. JT here says orders filled. He now owns 1 million XRP. So, you know, this crash for him was an opportunity to buy more. Now, 1 million XRP is nothing to scoff at. Remember in yesterday's video, I showed you guys, and I'll link that up here in the top right-hand corner, I showed you guys the XRP rich list. Everybody was dumping, you know, those lower amounts, everything under 0.01% of the population who holds XRP, we're dumping. Meanwhile, the 0.01%, we're still accumulating XRP. Could this be a massive shakeout? Is this the shakeout of all shakeouts? Some people are dubbing it that, so JT not falling for it. He now owns 1 million XRP, and I've got to tell you guys, I did buy more XRP as well. I bought at 313.313 cents. Here is the tweet to that effect, and I got a lot of love on that tweet here. A lot of people said, you know, they bought at 23 cents. Nice buy. High five from David Beatty. A lot of people here, you know, sharing their stories of them buying more XRP as well. Somebody down here actually wanted me to prove it to them that I bought at 31.3. And anyway, I can't find the response right now, but I did indeed. Where was it here? I'll just show you. This was the market order I bought just yesterday, December 23rd at about 12:30 p.m. Just for the proof to show you guys that I am indeed buying XRP as well. I do have faith. You know, this is not going to last forever, guys. This from GALGITRON. Wow. SEC enforcement is seriously just a mafia at this point, coming for protection money from Brad and Chris before even publicizing the case. What a shakedown. And this was a statement made by Brad Garlinghouse a couple days ago now with regards to the whole situation. Guys, I'm not going to read it for you. I think you pretty much know a lot of what's going on right now, but I will link it in the description if you want to read further. A lot of information coming out right now. I think a lot of people just feel blindsided by this. The entire crypto market has taken a hit because of this. It's not just XRP. Basically everything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, who are holding up fairly well, but all the other altcoins have been taking a hit because this is a very, very big deal. But will the outcome be negative? How long will it take for XRP to bounce back? If XRP bounces back at all, guys, it will bounce back. There's a lot of evidence to support Ripple's claim on this. So first I want to talk about this from Daniel Roberts. Ripple knew the SEC would come eventually. Brad Garlinghouse in 2018 gave 3 reasons why XRP is not a security. And so, these guys have been saying this since the beginning. Number 1, just going to go over the points. If Ripple, the company, shut down tomorrow, the XRP ledger would continue to operate. It's open source, decentralized technology that exists independent of Ripple. Number 2, the people buying XRP, they don't think they're buying shares in Ripple. There's a company called Ripple. We are a private company. We have investors. But buying XRP doesn't give you ownership of Ripple. It doesn't give you access to dividends or profits that come from Ripple. And number 3, XRP is solving a problem. There's no utility in a security. So 3 very straightforward reasons why Brad Garlinghouse, even back in 2018, didn't think that XRP should be deemed a security. So there's a lot. This is documented. This has been documented for years now. There's a lot of evidence to point towards this. Gonna keep moving along here with JT. So do you guys remember this from the summer of 2019? All Ripple wanted for the past 8 years was clarity. Instead, they get sued. It seems a little strange, doesn't it? And we're going to get into that a little later. Shame on the SEC and Jay Clayton for harming innovation. And so this, guys, I don't know if you remember. I know some of you guys probably remember this. This was the 1-page article that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson took out in the New York Times, I believe. Basically, a letter to Congress stating, please do not paint us all with one brush, meaning the cryptocurrency industry. Of course, there are bad actors, but Ripple took it upon themselves to do this. To say, look, we are being compliant. We are a company that wants to follow the rules. They even had meetings with the SEC in the past, and I get it. It feels like a slap in the face. Why would Jay Clayton do this, especially the day before he was leaving his position at the SEC? I've got some ideas on that. We're going to get to that. So there's also this from XRPCRYPTOWOLF, SBI's statement on the proceedings against Ripple by the SEC. We know SBI Holdings has a significant investment in Ripple. So for Ripple Labs Inc., which is our business partner and develops and provides next generation payment infrastructure utilizing blockchain technology, we would like to share our views on the impact of the consolidated financial results of the company regarding the case filed by the SEC. The group's investment ratio in Ripple is 8.76%, and then it gives the breakdown there. When valuing the fair value of Ripple shares, it is not evaluated by the value of XRP held by Ripple. So very interesting to note there, but by the valuation amount at the time of fundraising or stock trading conducted by the company in the past. It is evaluated appropriately and conservatively, such as being carried out based on. In addition, more than 90% of Ripple's customers are outside the United States, and 80% of the volume of international remittances made using the company's solutions occur outside the United States. Based on the above, we believe that the impact of this matter on the company's consolidated business results will be minor. So this is a statement regarding the proceedings against Ripple by the SEC, of course, to SBI shareholders, I'm sure. They also don't think that there will be a huge impact based on this lawsuit. So that's also very positive information that we're getting from one of Ripple's partners, SBI Holdings. And so I don't know if you guys caught this yesterday. Charles Hoskinson, he is the creator of Cardano. He went through the 71-page document and talks a little bit about the Ripple lawsuit and the implications it has on the crypto industry as a whole. He mentioned some very important things, and I just wanted to play you guys a few clips from this. This is a 18-minute video, but I'm just going to play you guys a few clips of Charles Hoskinson talking about this Ripple and XRP lawsuit.
Now, the open question of whether XRP is a security or not is a very interesting one. I still believe, given the facts of today, that XRP is not a security. And even if it was to be ruled a security, and Chris and Brad suffer consequences for that, from engorgement to other things, who would run the ecosystem? The system would still likely run. There would still likely be adherence. There would still likely be network traffic and consensus nodes and these types of things. So on the outset, it doesn't look like it makes much sense to apply that standard. The problem is that standard has to be applied to do what they want to do, which is to hold the principals of the company personally liable for what they feel is misconduct counter to the goodwill of retail investors. So it's not a pleasant situation in that respect. Anyway, highly recommend you guys take a look at the 71-page document that the SEC pushed out. It has some surprising information inside of it, and again, it's kind of surprising they released it right before Christmas. It's clearly something that they want to ensure is floating around their agency and floating around the news cycles prior to the regime change.
Okay, I'm just going to stop it there for a second. If you guys do not know this by now, part of this lawsuit has to do with the idea that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen were doing something specifically with regards to XRP sales that would not have been allowed. And this took place from when the company first started back in 2012. So this has been 8 years in the making. Why the SEC didn't bring down the hammer sooner is kind of beyond me. All this stuff is public information. Charles Hoskinson goes through this. Again, I will link his video in the description of this video, but let me just continue with this clip.
In general, the SEC tends to have principles. So these principles are that if you divest hundreds of millions of dollars when you don't have to on the backs of retail investors, we're not going to like you very much. That's a basic one, especially when you haven't reached a certain level of success. And they usually define that success as a self-sustaining ecosystem where you're no longer necessary to be around. Like, it's okay for Bill Gates to sell his Microsoft stock. He's not really necessary for that company, and he achieved a certain level of success there. Had he done it right after the IPO, that'd be a different matter. And securities laws reflects that, and there are whole kinds of processes for insiders to divest and to be able to reach those milestones. And some people take it up to the wire. Most people comply with that. Ripple had the opportunity to equity finance their growth as a company and use venture capital investment to develop out the ecosystem without divesting XRP. Organizations like the Ethereum Foundation do not.
Okay, then he goes on about the Ethereum Foundation. So you heard him talking about divesting and how Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse used XRP and divested even though they were getting venture capital funding. Now, for those of you guys who do not know what a divestment is in finance or economics, divestment or divestiture is the reduction of some kind of asset or financial, ethical, or political objectives or sale of an existing business by a firm. A divestment is the opposite of an investment. So using XRP to give away. And this is the argument the SEC is using here. Now, we've got to remember this whole situation is very unique because it really does focus on Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen specifically divesting, whereas the idea of XRP being a security, I don't think is really the main focus. Will we get, or could we get, XRP clarity based on the results of this lawsuit? Absolutely, and I think that could be the silver lining. It might be that Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen have to pay a fine, maybe even personally, but at the end of the day, XRP is not a security as, outlined by the classification. The ecosystem can still run on its own, and so this might actually be positive news for XRP hodlers, and that could actually see the price rebound significantly. Let me just play you one last clip here from this video. It's at about 16...
Again, I don't think XRP is security with facts and circumstances as it is today, but the conduct of the insiders and how they've managed their treasury and what they've done with the ecosystem, that's a different matter entirely. And that doesn't, to get recourse there, it doesn't necessarily require Ripple to be a security. There are still many things that you can do in that respect. As I mentioned, it does not seem to impact the broader industry at the moment. And a lot of people are going to opine on this, especially since Christmas vacation's here and they have nothing better to do in the coming weeks. And we'll learn a lot more.
All right, so Charles Hoskinson basically stating he does not think XRP is a security and that indeed it is more about the divestment issue with Brad and Chris. A lot of people are going to be opining on this over the Christmas break. I know you might still feel a little lukewarm on the whole situation. Again, guys, I will link this video in the description of this video. Let's keep moving though, because I wanted to bring up a few other things. So this is a follow-up tweet from Charles Hoskinson. I've been in crypto for 8 years and it still amazes me how much panic cascades after some events. So this kind of finishing it off, telling the crypto market not to panic so much. The sun gets up tomorrow. We all keep working and building. The fundamentals of our industry and the technology has not changed. Crypto is here to stay and is changing the world. So again, remember guys, this is some short-term FUD. I mean, we don't even know what the results are going to be of this lawsuit. There is a lot of information stating that even if Brad and Chris are culpable, they could have to pay a fine. The XRP ecosystem will still run business as usual. XRP price should not be affected by this fundamentally because nothing has changed fundamentally. They're talking about something that happened 8 years ago with regards to laws surrounding the financial structure in the United States. SBI said there will also be a minimal impact, so something to think about. Guys, more news here. So XRPCRYPTOWOLF former SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfess is crying foul, describing the suit as unprecedented, given the upcoming change in power among the SEC's top ranks and presidential administration next month. So he also thinks something is afoot. Why? Why would Jay Clayton have done this right before he was leaving? So now a former commissioner of the regulator is crying foul, describing the suit as unprecedented, giving the upcoming change in power among the SEC's top ranks and presidential administration next month. In a letter to Clayton obtained by The Block, former SEC Commissioner Joseph Grunfess said, "No pressing reason compels immediate enforcement action." So he declined to talk about this in detail, but he does say that this is totally unprecedented. It is kind of fishy. Why the heck would they have done this? He does also think that it could hurt XRP hodlers short term who are innocent third parties. So he does say, you know, the price is going to be affected by this just because of the public's perception of what's going on. But again, guys, fundamentally, nothing has changed with XRP. This has to do with Brad and Chris and what they did 8 years ago. This is more what this is about, and this is why, even Charles Hoskinson says that this is a very, very unusual case with regards to cryptocurrency. Let me keep moving on. So this from Shere Khan, update on the SEC, and then he mentions the 3 cryptocurrency exchanges that actually delisted XRP in the meantime, Crosstower, Beaxy, and OSL in Hong Kong. And then David Liu posted this, one take from Uphold, and this with regards to Alex Kruger. In a statement, he says, the odds that XRP gets mass delisted as a result of the SEC developments are low, and he says, the news represents, in my opinion, short-term noise as far as price goes. So again, guys, short-term noise. We are bottoming out here right now. We're trading at about 26 cents, 26.7. This blue line here represents the monthly candlestick close. If we close above this level in December, we are still good from a technical analysis perspective. And so this sell-off, this is the biggest XRP sell-off I think I've ever seen. This just represents a lot of buyers, getting in on the hype, getting in on the FOMO, shaking them all out. And unfortunately, we're back at the 26, 27 cent level where we were back in mid-November. It is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world, guys. And Miss Dangerous XRP here says, now's a good time to send any XRP to your ledgers and do not leave anything on the exchanges. So just in case you guys are trading some XRP on a smaller exchange and they delist it by chance, you might want to get it off the exchange. And I do have a ledger affiliate link down in the description of the video if you guys want to get a ledger. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but just think about a cold storage solution, guys, for your XRP if that is the case. Gonna keep moving on though. And Leonidas says, was wondering why Ripple sold a portion of its stake in MoneyGram a month ago. Perhaps it was part of Ripple's response to the lawsuit, creating a war chest for the tough times ahead. And then Dictator Know-It-All says, XRP community, here are my thoughts on the SEC news on suing Ripple. And here's what he thinks, okay? Ripple has an outstanding court case, and this is not the court case that we're talking about currently. This is the other court case. This court case is interfering with banks being able to custody XRP under the OCC rules. My brief is to unblock the situation as the SEC called Ripple and discussed it to gather how much longer this court case could take. And we already know it's been stated that it could take a further 3 years. So the original court case. Maybe it's taking too long. This is what he's surmising, because we know Ripple and the SEC have had meetings in the past, and we didn't think that there was any bad blood there. So in order to speed things up, the SEC told Ripple, we are going to sue you in order to make the case XRP is not a full security and give full transparency to the courts. Once Ripple wins the case, the other case is invalidated and banks can custody and use XRP. Could it have been a coordinated attempt by Ripple and the SEC to say, okay, let's just sue you, at least we'll get the clarity, then we can all just go on business as usual? It is a possibility, although I feel like Brad really was taken aback and blindsided by the fact that this happened. I mean, it could just be theatrics. I really don't know personally, but definitely something else to think about. Another thing I wanted to remind you of, guys, is from Christopher Green. Just a reminder, Peter Thiel's Founders Fund owns Ripple, and so does Andreessen Horowitz, and they never lose. Don't lose sleep tonight, haters. Ripple maintains that XRP, like Bitcoin, should be classified as a currency and doesn't have to be registered as an investment contract. The company was last privately valued at $10 billion and is backed by the likes of SBI Holdings, Spanish Bank Santander, and top venture capital firms, including Andreessen Horowitz, Lightspeed, and Peter Thiel's Founders Fund. Again, guys, these are the 1% and they never lose. Let's not lose sight of who owns Ripple, who has a vested interest in Ripple. So again, some more great information here coming from Christopher Green. All these things together, guys, just makes me think XRP still has room to thrive. And if this is the case, 27 cents, a really good opportunity just to buy more. And finally, the icing on the cake, this from Mickey B. Fresh here on Twitter, with regards to the SEC news. The former SEC chair before Clayton is representing Ripple in this lawsuit. Just let that soak in for a second. So Ripple Labs brings on former top SEC official to help defend private securities lawsuit. This was from back in June 2018. And this is Mary Jo White, okay? She used to work for the SEC. We also know Andrew Cesarni. They both used to work at Debevoise and now private counsel for Ripple. Let me bring it over here. Mary Jo White, who has previously served as the chair for the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. Again, this is her profile from Debevoise and Plimpton. Now working at Ripple, she is an American attorney who served as the 31st chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission from 2013 to 2017, guys. And on November 2016, White announced she would be stepping down from her SEC position at the end of the president's term. She is now the senior chair at Debevoise and Plimpton. So you guys can see the connection there. Ripple is getting the best people to defend them in court. And so, again, all signs looking fairly positive to me. Finally, guys, I wanted to just bring you this tweet. End on a high note. Jim Hyatt, I don't enjoy seeing my portfolio go down either, but we all have been clamoring for regulatory clarity. Not just for XRP, but for the crypto market in general. Ripple is ready for this fight, and price is going to do what it's going to do. Nothing worthwhile ever comes easy. Personally, I think this FUD is going to disappear within a few days. That's my opinion. I think once we see alts rally once again, we will see a rally for XRP. Right now, it's trading very low. It's very undervalued based on the initial FOMO and then the FUD. So coming back down in these levels that we didn't see too long ago. It's not like we're going back to 2 years ago and we're seeing lows from back in 2017. We are seeing lows from literally a month ago. So I think this will pass. I think investor confidence will be restored. I think XRP is likely to rally once we see another alt rally. And since it's priced so attractively, guys, and listed here number 4 on CoinMarketCap, chances are that new investors will FOMO into the altcoin market and buy up XRP in droves like they did the first time. Remember, the beer flu was the FUD that shook people out of Bitcoin. This SEC lawsuit is the FUD that shook people out of XRP in 2020. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.